So let's have a look at setting this kit up and how we would put together your sound level meter and everything else into the kit so it can work efficiently. So we've had a look at all of the different elements in the case. I just wanted to show you something else that's on the outside of the case, which is quite important. And I'm just going to spin this round. So you can see on this side, we have two connectors. One of them is going to be for the outdoor microphone, and the other one is a power connector. So not only with this kit can you power it from the batteries, but if you have an external power source, you can, like 110 volts or 240 volts, we sell a transformer so that you can actually plug power into this kit so you can keep it going, obviously, much longer. So those are all the connectors and all the bits and pieces. What I'm going to do now is have a look at the outdoor microphone for you, because that's in the lid, quite neatly held in here. So I'm going to undo these straps, pull the outdoor microphone out, and it comes with 3 meters of cable, which is quite a lot. So this is what's called an outdoor preamplifier. So it's got a bird spike on top, it's got a special windshield on here which is hydrophobic, so all the water just runs off. And all you do is, if you pull that off, just straightforward, pull it off, you can see that you've got your outdoor preamp, and that's where the microphone is on the end. So what we're going to do is, when we finally set this up, we're going to plug this end of the cable here into the outside of the box, and that will have our outdoor microphone connected. Now, this is obviously, it's quite a tough material. On the base of this, it has a tripod thread, so you could screw this on the top of a tripod. That would be a really useful way of doing it. But this shaft here on the preamp is quite solid, so you could cable tie this to a fence or to a pole or something else, because you know, it gives you quite a few options as to where to put the microphone when you're monitoring externally. Obviously it has to be vertical, but it does give you a few options, either a tripod, or you can easily tie up that to something for your longer term noise measurement. So inside the case, as we've seen before, you've got this slot for the sound level meter. So I have a sound level meter here, and I've already taken off the preamplifier. And basically that looks like this. So your preamplifier is normally with a sound level meter. I'll just pop this one on so you can see what it looks like on. So it looks like this. Okay, so to put this in here, we can't leave this preamplifier on, because obviously we'll normally have a microphone on the end, and we don't want that as the microphone. We want our outdoor microphone to be the part that's actually monitoring the noise. So basically you unscrew this thread here, and then this will just pop off. And then there's a slot in the case for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach a cable to this end, and then if you undo the flap on the final end, we're going to attach a cable to that end as well. So inside the case we have a cable here which goes to the top of the Optimus, and we have a flat cable here which goes into the base of the Optimus, and on the base of the Optimus there's a space for that flat connector. So what we're going to do is, to connect this up, we're going to click the flat connector in. You might not be able to hear it, but it goes in with a little click. So that's connected like so. And then we're going to screw this onto the head of the Optimus. So with all of these types of threads, if you push it on and then twist the whole thing slightly, it'll then just sort of slot into place and then just tighten up. If you can see that, just tighten that up there. So our sound level meter then will sit very, very neatly into the box. Nice and cushioned, all nice and healthy. So now we're going to connect the outdoor microphone into the case. So I'm just going to swing this round briefly, and you'll see here I'm going to take this connector out, this sort of stopper, and this is just going to plug in. These are LEMO connectors, so all you have to do is match up the red line here with the red line on the top of the connector down there, and that will just click in nice and neatly like so. So now the microphone is connected to the outside of the box, and if I swing this back round, we've connected that cable to the head of the Optimus, so therefore we've got the microphone completely connected. Once that's all connected, we're now going to put some power onto it. So with the two lead-acid batteries, you've got two separate connectors. So I'm just going to plug in one, so take the safety caps off, and they just push on quite neatly onto the side. Okay. And as you've noticed that because they've got some power in them, my Optimus is now powering up straight away. So the power is going through this bottom cable into the Optimus, and this part at the top is basically picking up the microphone. So we'll just wait a second for that to power on, and we'll see what it looks like. So basically you're using the Optimus just the same as it was with the standard preamp on the end, but we've just added a long cable and an outdoor microphone. Now, if you've seen some of the other videos, you'll notice that on the top line of the Optimus, on the top right-hand side, we normally see a battery symbol. You won't see a battery symbol on here because we've plugged in an external power source, in this case a bigger battery, but the Optimus sees it as an external power, so you've got an external power symbol. If you connect up your battery like this and you still see a battery symbol on there, that means that probably this is either not got any charge or you've not plugged the connector in properly. But if you see the power symbol, you've connected it right. So the instrument is now connected. So if I make a bit more of a noise, you'll see that noise level going up and going down. So we've got a connection. So if you have the system that is, without a modem or with a modem, then what you could do now is just close the lid, lock it up, and walk away, and just make sure that the microphone is connected somewhere on a tripod or somewhere at the correct height for what you want to measure. But of course, because we're trying to do this in the best way possible, what we really need to do now before we start any measurements is to calibrate this system. So you've seen the previous calibration video where we're putting our calibrator, which is sat in a nice little hole in the box, onto the end of a preamp. We're going to do exactly the same thing here. So we're going to take the windshield off. We're going to put the calibrator on, you can see the green light, and we're going to put this on the end. And now that the calibrator's on, you'll see a constant noise level on here. And then all we need to do is calibrate by pressing the calibrate button. And once you've finished, you can take that off, pop the windshield back on, and you're ready to go. One other thing to note about the windshield is it has some little grub screws on either side. So to stop people pulling this off when it's in situ, you can actually tighten those up with a small screwdriver just to make sure that's nice and secure. So we've done the usual thing, we've connected it all up, everything's in place, we've calibrated. As long as your calibration was successful, then you're ready to go.